And the second part of the array tool is the radial array, which is kind of an arc shaped. You have to form a center point, an angle, and a number of items. It works very much the same. So let's just go down to our level 1 here. And I'm just going to zoom in over here, and I've just got some furniture in here. I've inserted a couple components. I've got a table and some chairs. So I've got a round table. I'll just kind of bring that in. And I've got a chair. So I'll bring in the chair, use my space bar to rotate that around, and then place that, let's just place it on the outside somewhere there. Okay, I could be more accurate and use a reference plane if I wanted to, and draw a reference plane from here to here, and then I could align to the reference plane this chair, boom, and then it would be dead on. That would be wise. Click on here, delete this guy. So now I want to do an array radial. It's going to basically spread some chairs around a center point. So watch how this goes. You pick on your object, you go array. First thing you do is you switch it from radial, or linear, I should say, to radial. Now look, let's go through our options again. Group and associate means that they'll stay grouped as they go around. You can stretch them and they'll all kind of flex a little bit. Number of items, how many chairs do you want to go around? When you form the angle, do you want to move, first of all, I'm going to move the base point to the center here, but do you want to form the angle by doing the first segment, the first kind of piece of pie, and then it'll take that number or degrees and multiply it times how many units to make the full array? Or do you want to form it by saying the last point, so all the way around and it fills the space? So the same as really as our linear. The difference is instead of forming a line, we're forming an arc. Okay? Or you can just specify fill this angle. The first thing we have to do here is move our base point. So old school people like me, we just grab it, click it, and drag it. Okay, because that's always been available, but now they have this nice new place button, which simply lets you move wherever you want and place. So I don't want it to be there. I'm going to go back and see how that's working. I want to place. So if you don't have a table or something there, create some reference planes. You're going to need a center point here. So probably draw some reference planes or something to use. So click. Now I've got the center. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do is place your center point. Now the rest is easy. We say, well, I want to have 5 chairs, and I'm going to move to the second chair. So my first chair is where it is. My second chair is over here, and it's going to put in 5 chairs, and I can change that. Click, click, done. Now, the table can disappear. That has really nothing to do with it anymore, but I'm going to leave it in anyway. Now watch. If I pick on the last guy, I can stretch these down. Okay, and it's going to keep 5. So all I'm doing is gripping and stretching, and it'll overlap them eventually. It'll put them right on top of each other. So this is easy. All I do is stretch this around, and it's going to put in 5 chairs based on that angle. Okay, so from there, if you want to, you can grab either one. I think you can grab any one. No, you have to grab the endpoints. Okay, so from there you can just keep stretching around. If you want more than 5, you can click in here and say I want 7 chairs, and it'll add 7 in. Now because of I've actually gone past my degrees, I want to pull that out a little bit. You can play with that. Okay, so now watch. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to, well, let's just ungroup this. Okay, and then I'm just going to go through here and delete these guys. Oh, I didn't want to delete the table. That one's good. And then shift to remove this guy and delete. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a reference plane in quickly. Home, reference plane. Oh, I don't need to save right now. Okay, now watch. I'm going to use my align tool. Align to here. This. Ah, cool. Now, here we go again. Take this guy. Array. Radial. Group and associate is always good. If you don't put this on, basically all it means is that you won't get the flexibility after the fact. First thing I always want to do, move your base point. Now we're going to do it again. We're going to say we want to have 5 units. I'm going to go to the last point instead. So 5 units between here and here. That's it. Oh, it went the other way. Interesting. I probably should have, let's undo that. I should have stopped just short maybe. Array. 5 units to the last point. I'm going to move my base point over here and pick here, and I'm not going to go the full 180. Watch, I'll stop short. That will ensure it's going this way. Click out. Now after the fact, I'll pick on here, bring it around. I went all the way around and it slipped it over to this side, so this time I stop short. From here, off you go. Okay, let's undo that back. Now you can also just give an angle. Oops, too far. Pick on here, array, radial, everything here. Let's go to 7 units and let's give an angle. Instead, I'm going to move my base point and let's put in an angle of 270. Now what you do is you just hit an enter. Boom. You don't pick anything. That one's kind of funny. And then out you go. So 7 units inside of 270 degrees. I grouped and associated. So now I can switch this and I can change my number to be 10 chairs or whatever I want. So I think that's all we need to see on grouping and arraying. Let's pick on this guy and delete it. Okay, so pick on your object anytime while you're in your plan view, up into your array, and take a look at your options over here. I think we've covered most of it. And other than that, maybe have a look a little deeper into groups themselves.